Alright, so today we're reacting to a video called Could Wolverine Solo Attack on Titan? In my opinion, yes. Do I think it would hurt and suck? Yes, because the Colossal Titan once that if like it depends on where you put him. If it's during the rumbling, he would eventually come out the winner.
So it's been a pretty long time since my last Can They Solo Attack on Titan video, and with the up and coming Wolverine game and the fact that he has been one of the most highly requested characters across the two videos I've done, I figured there's no better time than now to jump back into this.
I posted something about this recently on X or Twitter. It was, could Wolverine power through Shigaraki's decay? In my opinion, yes. In my opinion, yes. I say that because his decay, like it destroys everything. But I can't forget some kind of character was able to resist it. I know Deku was able to resist it, but some other character was. And Wolverine's healing factor. Wolverine has like he would die, like he would break down into dust, but he would just come back. How I'm imagining it is, if he's touching him, he would still come back. But if he's touching the ground and spreading towards him, it's corrupting him. Like the Wolverine in the movie was able to power through the Phoenix in that one movie. I think he would be able to walk through that shit pretty fine. It's like that one new comic book scene when that mutant gains his power. He's basically a walker nuclear reactor. He just kills everyone in his town, wakes up, everyone's dead. Wolverine was the only mutant get close to him and kill him, and that's what happened. So I do think Wolverine would be able to easily, I say easily as in he would get through it eventually. But do I think it would do hella damage to him? Yes. Do I think he would still win? Yes.
And just like the last two videos, we're going to be putting Wolverine in a three-part situation based on the knowledge we have of the Titan invasion at that point in the show. And again, there's going to be spoiler warnings all the way up until the very end of Attack on Titan in this video. So if you have not finished it, I highly recommend you watch the rest of this show first and then come back and look at this video. But without further ado, it's time to see how one of the most...
I stopped watching when during that like little break for season 3 part 1, or was it season 4, whatever season where they did the two-parter. I stopped watching after that, but I do know what happened at the end. I do know the rest of the story just because spoilers, and I was just seeing comic panels and all that, so, or manga panels. Yeah, but I know what happens.
Indestructible forces in the entire Marvel universe would do against the Titan invasion of Attack on Titan. Before we actually start the fight, I think it's best if we get a baseline to understand just how powerful Wolverine is. He has an absolutely ridiculous regenerative process and has been shown to completely regenerate cell by cell after being reduced to a near skeleton before. He has...
Yeah. See, that's why I think he would power through Shigaraki's decay. Because how could he stop him? There's nothing in MHA that could actually like put him down. Wolverine, like even though he's weaker than all these characters, there's no way for them to kill him. He could dead ass just beat them in age. No cap. Wolverine could just sit there and win off of being alive. He could 200 years past, they're all dead. It takes the dub just like that. He takes the dub. Put him in My Hero, fighting everybody. Nobody can kill him, right? He would just sit there and wait for everybody else to die, and then boom. He wins. That's technically how he would win. Or a way he could win. That's busted. Imagine you could just sit there and wait for everyone else to die. That is busted as hell.
Enhanced senses comparable to those of an actual Wolverine.
I thought his connection to animals, the first time I got connected with the idea that he had animals was in Hulk versus Wolverine, where he talks, or not talks, no, the Wolverine and Hulk versus Wolverine, because in the Wolverine, it's almost like it's almost like he talks and understands the bear, right? And in Hulk versus Wolverine, he's almost like he acts like an animal, like like the wolf understands him. That was the first time I ever got a clue that he can actually sort of talk to animals. He can't talk to them like Squirrel Girl or some shit, but he understands like the emotion they have, I'm guessing.
Wolverine, and all of his senses are always working at peak capacity and compensate for one another if they're disabled, so it makes it really hard to actually impair him. He's over 200 years old and has fought in both World War I and World War II and has...
One thing I hate that they didn't do in the MCU. They did this in Mightiest Heroes, but Wolverine has fought alongside Captain America. He fought in both wars. He was with Captain America. He was In Earth Mightiest Hero, they saw a flashback scene of Cap coming to the ice, and Wolverine appears out of the water with the rest of the platoon, and you know it's Wolverine because they made him specifically look like Wolverine. He has the same voice actor. That's how you know it's Wolverine. I was like, that was when I first realized, oh shit, they really were side by side like that. I'm not sure if they did that in Ultimate Avengers though. I'm not sure if that was the Ultimate Avengers or Earth Mighty Heroes. I'm guessing Earth Mighty Heroes though. Like I really wish they put that in the story because then there's so much you can go off of with that. Right? You could have showed Wolverine in the background, shades on, something like he was there. He was older than Steve. He's been like for amount of time Cap was frozen in the ice. Wolverine was just walking around on everything. He was just walking around. He just lived for that long. It's crazy. Cap lost 70 years. Wolverine stayed alive for 70 more. It's crazy.
A lot of actual combat experience. He's also an absolute master at hand-to-hand combat and stealth, along with riding a motorcycle.
Yeah, I forgot he's an assassin. He's a programmed assassin, but also an actual assassin.
He can react to threats instinctively without actually thinking about it, as he's literally stated he can move faster than he thinks. But his best and most famous ability, if you even want to call it that, is his adamantium skeleton. That's what allows for his claws and makes him nearly not unkillable, but unbreakable. He's able to take such a ridiculous amount of force damage, but not actually die to it because his skeleton stays intact. It also allows for his claws to cut through pretty much anything. If it's physically breakable, then Wolverine's claws are able to slice through it. Now, paired on top of this, he has this literal rage power that's explained better in the comics, but essentially it allows him to not feel any pain and break past his limits. Think of it like
I thought that rage power was when he heats up his claws. I thought that's called his berserker mode, right? Where he gets overwhelmed or like extremely desperate and angry. Yeah, the berserker mode is when he gets so overwhelmed or so angry or so desperate that he heats up in exchange for his a power boost of all his senses, but loss of sanity. He heats up his claws and they become like fire claws, pretty much. But he goes insane when he does that. Oh my god! If they add that as like like at the as a last moment resort in the Wolverine game, they got it. They got it. Man, Berserker mode is when was I first introduced to Berserker mode? It was either Death Battle where he fought Raijin, I think his name is, or it could have been arcade mode versus Deathstroke, or Death Battle, or it was that one show. Oh, it was the X-Men anime thing. Yeah. One of those three I saw it first. And I think it was Death Battle though, because I never knew he had heated claws. And he loses his healing factor temporarily. So he basically becomes mortal, damn near mortal, when he heats up his claws.
a Super Saiyan kind of buff. But instead of Super Saiyan, it's more like Kaioken because it actually does damage to his body, but he just has such a ridiculous regenerative process that he's able to regenerate it back faster. But this allows him to almost be essentially impervious to telepath control and
Oh yeah, I do remember. Yeah, he is impervious to telepath because his mind, he goes insane. So they can't do shit with his head. They're like, what the? It's all messed up. Yeah.
it also makes him obviously faster, stronger, and more reactive. He is purely fighting on instinct at this point. And he's also immune to
Man, one thing I wish they did is, we never seen the Berserker mode without the adamantium. What does that look like? Well, I've never seen it, but what does that look like? Would his claws still heat up? Like his healing factor is weakened by the adamantium. You take that out, he becomes his natural mutate. What does the Berserker mode look like? I want to know. What did it like? It has to change. There's no way his claws heat up. His bone claws heat up, because that would make his body become a goddamn bomb. He would blow up pretty much, right? I gotta find out after this, and I gotta find out.
essentially every single radiation, poison, or disease kind of effect. And he's also been shown to be able to fight for several days without ever having to stop. Wolverine
Weeks.
was literally
It's actually weeks.
created as someone to try and go toe to toe with the Hulk, someone that had
Yeah, that's how he was created. He was created to be the someone who could fight the Hulk. That's why he is is regenerative. That's why he can regenerate.
A skeleton strong enough to be able
Oh my god, the heat claws. I think that's the why I know about the heat claws. I think this is why I know about the heat claws, but not why, but what the explanation behind it was probably Death Battle. Okay, see.
to withstand some of his strongest punches. And with that baseline out of the way, I think it's time we jump into our first scenario, which is what we first know about the Titan invasion in Attack on Titan, that there is nothing out there behind the walls of Paradise other than Titans. Your regular Titans range between 3 to 15 meters tall, and most of them just clumsily walk, with their only intentions being on eating humans, other than the abnormals, where their intentions are the same, but they can somehow sprint or crawl extremely fast sometimes. And while one Titan isn't too much of a threat to an extremely skilled warrior, it's the amount of them that you typically face at one time, with them having very high quantities and moving in hordes more often than not. For an average person, once the Titan grabs you...
Attack on Titan was so good that when it came out, I watched all, I think it was 50 episodes of the first season. I watched it 4 times. I'm not gonna lie to you. When Attack on Titan came out, it was a genuine debate on whether it was better than One Piece. Like, people were dead ass serious too, and I could see it. I hadn't watched. I think I was either watching One Piece or I hadn't watched it before this. But even after I watched One Piece, I was like, that first season of when it first came out, man, it's got a good portion of what I don't think it has Skypiea. I think if you take all the fluff of Skypiea and like everything that actually happened, how the way like besides all the extra filler shit, I think it doesn't beat Skypiea. If we're taking One Piece as a whole, the first season of Attack on Titan's taking out at least over half of One Piece. Let's keep it a buck. Besides the amazing arcs, all right. But let's keep it a band, right? One Piece, it sucks it's good story wise, but what drags it down is the pacing. That's why they're making a whole new show that's it takes out everything and just all the main episode. If you watch, like, I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch the One Piece because then I can get an actual opinion on how the show should be without all the extra shit, because it's only that long because Oda wanted it to be that long. You would have genuine episodes, just nothing but a fucking flashback. 25 minutes of nothing but a flashback of something that already happened, and the slow pans. Oh my god, the slow pans, right? But like Attack on Titan it changed the balance between anime. When it came out, it changed it. Like, it became one of the greats. You can't deny it. It became one of the greats. It doesn't have a strong cast of characters, but the idea, the purpose, the pacing, the storytelling, the overarching characters, all of that became such a rival to One Piece. It became the rival to One Piece at the time. It fell off, I think, either the second or third season. I think it was the third season, because the second season was still good. I remember the second season being good. But the third season, I think that's when Aaron became emo and shit. I think that's when it fell off, because it was COVID. But that's only because of COVID. If it wasn't because of COVID, it would have been top 5. You can't deny that. It would have been top 5. But because of COVID and because of everything that happened, like, it fell off. It fell off really hard. It was hard to get the animation studio to make the anime anyway, because it was the beginning of COVID too. Everybody could have got sick. It was too risky, and it was in Japan. It was high alert.
Unless you're Levi or Mikasa, pretty much, you're cooked. But as for Wolverine, if they were...
One thing I don't like about anime is how they only make 1 or 2 characters powerful. Like One Piece does this thing that I don't like. One Piece has a whole crew of characters, yet like only 3 people are actually putting a pause. Everybody else is just there. Like, Jinbei is like that character, like, yeah, he can fight, but like, he's not gonna do anything half the time. You have fucking Zoro, he carries that shit on his back. Sanji, when Zoro can't do it, Zoro's not there, Sanji comes in the clutch. He squares up, he boxes, right? Then you have Luffy, he fights everyone. If Luffy fights everyone, and then if he can't do it, Zoro pops up. One Piece has I don't like characters like Nami, Usopp, and Robin, and Brook, and like the background Straw Hat crew members. I don't like them because they're weak. I don't understand Like, you can have weak characters. You can have weak characters. I'm okay with the weak characters, but the characters, they like, get stronger. Get stronger. What is the point of going on a dangerous ass mission and having to save your other crew members? Like that's like having a whole crew of people who are gonna build a house, and 4 to 5 people out of the, let's say, 8, right? They're all weak and they can't really do much. And the other people have to help out. What do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna replace them. They're gonna kick them off, get new people. Right? I can't stand it. Like, if I were to write a story, they would have to be strong enough to handle it on their own. Like, I get the purpose behind Usopp, Nami, and all that. I get the purpose that they're weak characters. They don't have to be strong. But dude, like, come on, man. You got to be able to do something on your own. Nami is only getting good now because she has Zeus. If she didn't have Zeus, she'd be in the same boat as Usopp. Because Usopp is useless. Nobody cares. Drop Usopp off somewhere, please. No one, like, he was a clutch demon in the beginning, but who cares? Who cares now? Who cares? Usopp can't do shit on his own. He's always crying, bro. I can't stand the trope of him being a crybaby. Oda, like, the show has been going on for so long. You gotta change shit up, bro. You gotta change shit up. I'm okay with the Dragon Ball cast of, like, the Z Fighters. I've never seen Dragon Ball, but even I can go, like, yeah, he can wipe out a verse by himself. Krillin, he's weak as fuck. Guess what? He'll wipe out Demon Slayer. Yamcha will wipe out Demon Slayer. Like, come on, Usopp's not wiping out Demon Slayer. Nami's not wiping out Demon Slayer. And those guys are bare minimum city block. Bare minimum. By the end of the city, maybe a small town. Like, come on, man. If, like, Chopper, probably. If he gets bit, it's raps, though. If he gets bit, it's raps. Because I don't see him stopping Muzan. I don't see him stopping Akaza. Like, come on, man. You gotta have characters that are strong. Like, otherwise, what's the point of having characters that are unwilling to get strong in a show that needs them to become stronger in an anime about finding the treasure from the strongest man ever? Like, come on, man. You have a sun god. You have a literal sun god as your captain. Why are you still weak? Why can't you not fight a 10-year-old on your own? I get her powers relies on touch, but, like, man, it's still a 10-year-old. It's still a 10-year-old. Bunt her, bro. Hit her with the spiral kick. Like, man, I can't. I'm going on a rant, but I for real can't stand when characters are weak for the purpose of being weak. I don't like it. I don't like when characters don't want to become better or become stronger than themselves. Like, what has Nami done for real? What, like, she learned from a wizard about the weather more? Okay, that's it. Like, you can drop Nami off. You don't even need Nami for real. Like, the only person that you, out of all the weak characters in Straw Hats, the only person you really need is Robin. Robin, Zoro, and Sanji. Put Luffy, Robin, Zoro, and Sanji together. Yo, they're clearing through the East Blue. They're clearing through the South, the West, the North. They're clearing them hoes. Let's keep it a buck. Frankie too. You need Frankie because he can build, right? But Frankie, he'll squabble. He'll die eventually in Demon Slayer. But he's taking out at least 3 or 4 upper moons. No, 1 or 2 upper moons. He's not getting past Akaza. I don't think he can get past Akaza. But, like, I'm for real. Put Zoro, Sanji, Luffy, Frankie, and Robin. You might maybe Brook. You can maybe keep Brook, but that's because Brook is a clutch demon. Is that, yo, you're in danger? I got you. I'm gonna save you real quick, and you know what I'm saying? You finish off. Like, come on, man. I can't. I'm getting on a rant because it's just, I get so frustrated about these things that I have no one to really talk to about it. So I'm just ranting a lot, right? I can't stand it. I need, like, before the anime ends or the manga ends, whatever, I need Usopp, Nami, and Chopper to get fucking stronger. Side note, I hate Frankie's designs. I hate all of them. All of them besides the first one, I hate them, right? That's side note. But I need these guys to be able to at least blow up a house. At least. The bare minimum. Like, they came back, like, come on. I remember during the time, when the time skip first happened, my first time watching One Piece, no spoilers, by the way, fucking Usopp came in, and he looked stronger, bro. He had that fucking Kabuto, bro. Where is Kabuto? Like, Soga King was cool, bro. Soga King, he should have just kept the fucking mask, gang. No cap. He was tougher with the mask. I don't understand why Usopp, Nami, and Chopper and Robin need to be, not Robin. Robin is fucking, like, she's gold and surrounded in dimes, bro. Let's be 100. But I can't do it, bro. I can't keep watching. I stopped watching One Piece after Wano. Because I couldn't do it. I can't. I can't, with the dragging of the characters not becoming more than themselves. Like, these characters are boring, bro. They won't improve. And I hate that. Like, the only people getting stronger is Luffy. The main person getting stronger is Luffy. Zoro sometimes, Sanji barely ever. Everybody else is, after the times get pretty much say the same. I can't stand One Piece characters because it's terrible writing. They won't improve. They won't get stronger. Like, it doesn't matter if you. They don't have to be the strongest in the crew. They gotta fight someone on their own, man. Come on, they gotta be. They gotta be able to put up their hands and actually win. That's it. That's all I'm asking for them to become better improvements of themselves. Like, why did it take to like Usopp's not gonna get stronger after fucking Elbaf? He's not. After Elbaf, he's not getting strong. He's probably gonna die, and I'm okay with that because who cares, right? Who cares? Usopp was a valuable member, but now what is he? He's a fucking. He's a log in a backpack holding you down, bro.
Or even able to grab him, because Wolverine has been shown to move at nearly hypersonic speeds in combat. He would not be able to take any damage from them trying to crush and break him.
That nigga got perfect running for him. Y'all saw that?
Would not be able to take any damage from them trying to crush and break him in their hand would just hurt them more. A quick slice would rip their fingers off and he would immediately be able to go and kill them. Now, in a situation where Wolverine is filled in and is aware that the nape is their weakness, this would be absolutely...
Even without the information of the nape, he's still, like, he's gonna cut off the head for sure. Like, just seeing how big they are, he's gonna climb up there, he's gonna cut off their head. That's just what he does.
Problem. I think with the fact that Wolverine can fight for days on end, along with having hundreds of years of life to go, he would have no problem clearing the rest of this island of these pure and abnormal titans, if he knew where the nape was. Now, on the other hand, I also think even if he wasn't really informed by, say, the scouts or someone in there that the nape is their weakness, it wouldn't take too long for Wolverine to play around with them and figure out that the back of their neck is the weak spot. So after killing a couple this way, I do not think it's far-fetched at all for him to catch on pretty quick that the nape is their weakness. So no matter what, I think he figures out how to kill them, and he does so with pretty much ease in this first situation. But with our first scenario out of the way, I think it's time we look at our second and more difficult scenario for Wolverine, and that being him facing the 9 shifting titans. To start this off, we'll take a look at the armored titan first, and I think Wolverine really doesn't have much of a problem dealing with him. The fact that his adamantium claws are able to cut through practically anything, something much harder than the Titan's armor, it essentially nullifies his biggest advantage, his armor on the armored titan. It takes that away from him, making it just as malleable to Wolverine as the typical titan flesh he's been facing before. So I think
looking back, now that I'm seeing this again, I would have, even as a scout, I'd be like, that's a human. He gets ready in a sprint position. He gets down, ready, leans forward, has his arms like this, and is running like this. Nah, I'm like, yeah, that's a human. He's not mindless. He's a human. Look at him. He's acting too human.
At this point, with having information on the nape, he'd have no problem getting right up to Reiner and removing him from the Titan. And it's pretty much the same story for the female.
Yeah, her too. She's holding her nape. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's a human for sure.
She is a bit more martial arts trained.
Nah, hell nah.
To hand-to-hand combat better in her Titan form, she still only has one true big gimmick, and that being her situational hardening. As stated earlier, there is nothing in this universe that stands a chance of actually being durable enough of holding itself against a Wolverine claw strike, so he would just immediately either pierce or slash straight through this armor and get straight to her nape. Both the cart and the jaw.
I really love the fact that the adamantium is not just like, oh, it's the metal in his body, that's about it. It's actually killing him. I love that they were smart enough to go, yeah, it's still metal killing him. It's poisoning him. That's the only reason why Wolverine ever gets old and eventually dies. It's because of the adamantium. You check that out, he's immortal. He literally lives forever.
Titan really stand no chance against Wolverine. They're definitely the two weakest of them. They're not truly utilized for actual war. They're more utility Titans. With the fact that Wolverine is arguably faster, if not just as fast in combat speed as them, along with the fact that his adamantium skeleton would essentially allow him to be impervious to any of the damage either of the Titans could do, I think he safely no diffs both Jaw and Cart. As for the Beast Titan, Titan, if Logan was starting from extremely far away and the Beast Titan had a bunch of time to crush.
Let's be fair, he's still getting to him eventually. Like, he can throw as much as he wants. He's not gonna die. Wolverine is still getting to him, but the only person that's gonna give him an actual run for his money is the Colossal Titan, just on how big it is.
Push boulders and pick him off, then maybe he would stand a better chance against Wolverine. Though I don't really think it would change the outcome. I think no matter what, Wolverine is faster and has a better reaction time.
Wolverine is not fast. That's no, the metal in he's carrying around like 2 tons of metal right now in his body. He's not fast.
Especially if he's in his rage mode than any of the soldiers on Paradis. And seeing how Levi handles him, I think Wolverine would do something.
Is this Levi as he cuts his hand and arm all in 5 seconds? Is this Levi? Why are you questioning?
Brutal to him and just absolutely dice him into bits. The Warhammer Titan is probably the best one-on-one combat.
I forgot about that Titan. Yeah, he's struggling against the Warhammer for sure. I forgot they can shapeshift and shit.
Titan there is. She has the ability to craft and manipulate weapons at will and essentially create anything she wants out of her hardened flesh that she can imagine. And on top of that, one of the other biggest advantages that she has is the fact that her human pilot is actually underground instead of being in the nape of her Titan. But for Wolverine, actually, I think this really wouldn't make much of a difference. For Wolverine, with the fact that he has an immense capacity in all 5 of his major senses, I don't think it's far-fetched to say that he wouldn't just like smell her or hear her Titan shell hardening underground. And after incapacitating the main Warhammer Titan fighting body, I think he would pretty quickly as well figure out that the actual pilot is underground. And as stated earlier, the claws can go through anything. So the shell that she's encased herself in is absolute no diff. One giant claw swipe against where her head is and she's decapitated. And last but certainly not least, we have the Colossal Titan. And I as well think Logan wins this matchup because even if the Colossal Titan were to let off.
Alright, so Wolverine wins the entire verse. He wins because there's no way they can put him down. Unless they had like something that could kill, something that regenerates. He's not putting him down. Like specifically the way his works is no matter his is not like Deadpool where any part of him becomes a version of himself like that. His is his entire, like if you would poke out his rib and throw away his rib would regrow from another part of his rib, extending it. Right, that other rib is just a rib now. Who cares? With the Colossal Titan, that's not gonna happen because Armin was able to survive even after being burned. So there's no way the Colossal Titan even putting him down.
Off a ginormous nuke explosion, he could literally tank it. Yes, it would probably remove the skin from his body and barbecue his shit. But within minutes, he would regenerate an entire new body and be good to go, fighting at 100% capacity again. So his biggest move would absolutely wear him out. And Wolverine could come back really pissed off, probably in rage mode, climb straight up to the neck of the Colossal Titan and tank all of the steam that comes off of it as well. It, again, would probably start melting his skin and boiling it, but if he's in rage mode, he has no pain receptors. Like, well, he has them, but he can't feel them. There's not shit that hurts him. And so I'm pretty confident in saying that for scenario 2, Wolverine solos all of the 9 shifting Titans as well. But that does lead us to our third and absolutely hardest scenario of this video, and that is
him versus all the Titans at once. That's a lot more difficult.
Wolverine himself trying to solo the entirety of the rumbling. After pushing through scenario 1 and 2 with relative ease, we finally reach a point that is definitely going to push Wolverine to his absolute limit. Facing off against the one Titan that he had on his side this entire story, now being his greatest enemy so far, Wolverine must now try and find a way to stop the rumbling and kill the founding Titans along with his hundreds of thousands of wall Titans along with them. Now, I think the very first thing to mention about this, and something that I want to really quick right my wrongs about my last video in this scenario with as well, is that he doesn't actually have to kill all the hundreds of thousands of wall titans. All
Yeah, he just has to kill the phone.
he needs to do is kill Aaron, and once the founder is gone, they will no longer have any sort of connection. It's something I mentioned in my
Damn. Oh my god. I don't man. Okay, so if he's starting off on the ground, it's just like facing off against them, bro. Um, he Wolverine's not dumb. So what he'll do is he'll run through all the colossal titans and make his way to Aaron. That's got to be difficult though. I don't think he's doing that shit in one try though. I think he needs like fucking Hulk retries, like how Hulk just be coming back. He needs that. I think it'll take him probably a month to a couple of weeks to 4 weeks to a month or 4 weeks. Cause I don't see him get into Aaron just like that. He's not fast either, so he can run, but he's not gonna. He's like when he played it again, I was like, damn, that shit looks overwhelming. Like that's like a I give up already. Like I don't like. Oof. He'd always outlived them.
Hulk video, and I
Is he immortal in that state? I don't know. He is just all bones, so.
don't know how I overlooked it in my Spider-Man video, but if I could somehow go back and edit a video that already exists, I would probably change that third segment into a pass saying that Spider-Man could solo the Rumbling, because I don't think he would have much of a problem just getting to the Founding Titan. Wolverine is in a slightly different scenario though, not having the mobility that Spider-Man had to potentially just web sling between the Titans using them as momentum. He would have to practically hitchhike and bounce his way from Titan to Titan with his own brute strength, and if he doesn't do that, then his next option is to run on the ground in between their feet like a mice running with a stampede of elephants, hoping he does.
Henry Cavill looks amazing as Wolverine. If we were ever gonna replace Wolverine, Henry Cavill, like that looks like a Wolverine. That he's too buff to not be Wolverine. It shocked me too. I was like, shit, that's him. That's Wolverine right there.
Just get absolutely crushed. And it's not that I think him getting stepped on would kill him, because it definitely.
The hair needs a little bit more work, but other than that, solid.
I think his adamantium skeleton is well strong enough to survive something like that, but he would have to then dig his way out and continue to burn energy and fight to get there, just making the battle that much harder. But as for the career, Wolverine has been shown to fight for days on end, so I really don't think that he wouldn't have the stamina to just eventually run his way through this field of wall titans. Whether he does it by trying to weave between their feet or bouncing off of their shoulders up high is up for debate, but regardless, I don't think it's unrealistic to say that he would eventually reach the founding titan skeleton. And once he does so, it's essentially just a Warhammer battle against all of the previous versions of titans. And after being scorched by the steam of the wall titans and the immense grit and battle it took just to get here to the founding titan, I absolutely think Wolverine would be in that berserker rage mode, giving him a crazy stat boost to all of his attributes, and using his elite senses would inevitably find out where Aaron is hiding on
They boxing, hold on.
And just like every other
I wasn't even listening to him talk. I was watching this. I was like, hold on.
Titan before, once Wolverine reaches him, there is absolutely nothing you can do once the claws touch you. So with the help of his universal level claw strength and his absolutely ridiculous regenerative process,
Why didn't he regenerate? I didn't say it was super regenerate from that.
I think pairing the two with his Kaioken ability practically makes him a pretty decent candidate to solo the Rumbling, meaning that in the end, I do believe, yes, he does solo the Rumbling, making him solo all.
Okay, so solo, as in, there's two solos when people say this. So the solo is that he does it with no difficulty. And the second one is he does it by himself, and he'll get through it eventually. So I'm guessing the second one for this one. Because do I see him doing it easily? Hell no. He's definitely going to struggle. But do I see him actually doing it? Yeah.
Full of Attack on Titan at the end of the day. But if you guys did enjoy this video, it means the world to me.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. Noticing that I am a huge ranter when it comes to anime, Marvel, and DC. I think I'm just going to stick with this for a minute because it's so fun to get my mind, get what I'm trying to, what I'm thinking off. They just speak it. I know I look over here. That's because it's OBS. Try to make sure it's not stuttering or lagging or whatever. The camera's right here, but you know, still figuring it out. I definitely enjoyed that video by, what's his name? AMB 2.0. Yeah, I enjoyed that. He made a lot of good points. He pretty much nailed it, right? And for some reason, I went on a hot tangent about fucking One Piece because I was just so angry. I hate when they do that type of thing with their characters. But other than that, yeah, I really enjoyed that video. I'm definitely gonna keep doing stuff like this. Yeah, that was fun.